this episode, we're going to change a ton of stuff on the car, and we're going to take it for its first test of the year. We're finally going to decide whether the car is hard to drive, or I'm just not good at driving. The new Toyota Supra, well, it's been out for a couple of years, but it's relatively new to drifting, and only 4 or 5 drivers at a top level have actually used this chassis, and some that are a lot better than me have really suffered trying to figure the car out. Now, every driver has a different style. The Shanahans, both their cars look the same, but they have totally different setups. And we've kind of left this thing as we found it, and I found it really tricky to drive. Very twitchy, very snappy, and on initiation and transitions, I've been really struggling to keep the car under control. And that's no use when you're heading to Drift Masters against a bunch of guys who are in cars they've driven for years and figured out. So, I think today is all about trying to make this car what I want it to be and not what someone else wants it to be. Because if it was a Silvia or a GT86, I can copy and paste because those chassis have been out for years and everybody can tell you what's the best. In this one, everyone's still figuring it out. And what I needed was an expert to be able to help me figure it out because I'm not that knowledgeable. Now I know what you're thinking. I could give a call to anybody who has a Pro Supra and just copy their settings. And that's kind of how the car was. But everybody's had varied degrees of success with this chassis, and not many people have figured it out entirely yet because it's so new. We wanted somebody to come at this car from a blank canvas point of view, someone that's used to setting up rally cars, race cars, all across the world, and maybe figure out something that nobody else has figured out with the Supra. And in this video, we're going to do stuff that actually no one's ever done, and see if it makes a massive difference, because let's be honest, I need all the help I can get. And this is the guy. This guy. Alright, as you know, we have never claimed at Drift Games to be the most knowledgeable and the best at anything. We just try our best. And sometimes trying your best is admitting you don't know something and going to someone who does. Brendan, you've seen him in a previous video, is now the man behind Stone Motorsport, which is his own race shop, but also the man behind MaxFlow, which is one of our sponsors this year, and all of their fuel fittings and lines. Check them out. I'm going to put a link down here. Amazing stuff. But Brendan, we had a conversation when we were down here, and all I told Brendan for about 20 minutes was how terrified I was of this car because it did a ton of stuff that no other drift car I've driven does, and it can make you as a driver look like you're not capable. But if you drive another pro car, like when I got in the S14, I go, no, this is definitely this car. And then I talked to everyone who has a Supra and they have the same story. And what we've done is dropped the car down 1 week ago to Brendan. This is very exciting because he gave me one little inkling and said, there's a lot to change.
I suppose the first thing I noticed really was the car looked really unbalanced. The rear obviously set up for a lot of grip, but not very nice to drive or not very forgiving, and definitely not confidence boosting.
One of the big things we are changing is we're upgrading the coilovers. So strange to think, but there was no option from BC Racing until the new ZX coilover came along, which is in this car now, that you were pretty much running a street coilover with 1,000 horsepower in a race car, which would seem a bit crazy. But we were running a standard BR, which you only have one adjustment really of soft or hard, and it does dampening and shock travel at the same time, where now we've got a much fancier system on this, which should make a big difference. But even bigger than that, the spring rates, Brendan, and this is something, people talk spring rate, I really didn't know. It was in the same spring rate since I got it, and the back you found had a bit of an issue.
You need to be able to adjust compression and rebound separately. So by moving to the new ZX series, we have high and low speed compression and we have rebound. So we have an awful lot more control over the spring and how fast the damper opens, and then on compression, high and low speed is a huge help. So on the spring rate element, on the rear of this car, and similar to like an Altezza chassis or a lot of Toyotas actually are similar. Where the damper mounts on the bottom wishbone is about halfway in towards the outside of the tyre. So the leverage you have over the damper is quite different to where it mounts on the upright or the hub of an S-body. So that in turn, it's the same as dropping your spring rate even more.
Brendan's very polite. But what he actually said to me on the phone was, I don't know how you drove this, because he goes, essentially you have a 6 kg spring on the rear, but with the leverage, it was like a 3 kg spring on the rear, which means like you're driving like with 2 blown rear shocks.
Yeah.
And that meant every time I pulled the handbrake or transition or let off throttle, the car would jump up at the back and then get really light and then jump up a wheel on the front because there was so much travel in it. As you said, it probably had more travel than a rallycross car at the back. The other thing that I wanted to know, because we've had a couple of rumors, because I'm not sure, but we wanted to test the weight of the car, because we don't know how heavy or light the car is in comparison to the rest of the grid. Most pro Drift Masters cars run somewhere between 1250 to 1450 in terms of weight kilos for you American friends. I don't know what it is in pounds, maybe Josh will calculate it, and then that'll definitely be wrong. So basically around about that. But this is on the machine right now, so we can see what it weighs. So it's 1163.
Our corners are off at the moment because obviously we corner weight the car with you in it. So we have the rear of the car absolutely perfect, down to the half kilo. When you have a car with one person in it, unless we actually physically move weight in the car, it's very hard to get the front and the rear perfect. On a car like this, where rear traction is so important, we've concentrated on getting the rear absolutely perfect.
The car is 53% weight front, 47 rear, which is similar to a Silvia. So that's, if it was rear heavy, it becomes another issue with, you know, momentum when you're transitioning, obviously.
Yeah.
But it seems to be pretty okay. It's like the balance, as you said, is more important nearly than the figures. To me, it feels like the difference between a 325 BMW and this Supra is kind of like a go-kart to a Formula One car. They're both doing the same thing, but you have so much more that can go wrong with setup when you get faster and more inputs, and every input has an equal output, which means that one turn of the steering in this and the amount of grip and power it has, it can throw you all over the place. So for me, having a balanced car, having something that's predictable to drive, it certainly wasn't predictable to drive. And I felt every lap I did, it was exciting, it was fun, like it was loads of power, loads of locks, looks cool, but never did I ever drive one lap where I felt I could do the same lap twice, because I was reacting to what the car did instead of telling it what to do. And then this sort of stuff that you do with corner weighting, balancing and all that stuff is to make sure that the car is as neutral as possible. And what we're thinking, and this was our thinking, was we don't need to make the chassis so gripped up, because the tire we're using in Drift Masters does that work for you. So maybe making the car a little easier to drive and using the tire rather than using the chassis jumping up and down all the time trying to get more grip. You might need to do that in Formula Drift with a lesser tire. This could make it more competitive, and to think that it's like 1150 kilos, it's probably 200 kilos, 250 kilos lighter than most of the cars on the grid. So speed isn't really the issue. What we're gonna do is let Brendan finish up everything on the car. We're gonna pack it on the trailer, we're gonna bring it to Mondello. This will also be the first time that I've ever driven on the Velino 285, which is what the tire we run in Drift Masters, which everyone talks about how is like, well, the car will do wheelies on it. So I'm gonna go test it, Brendan's gonna be there, we're gonna run through things, set a baseline and see if it's made a massive difference. And I'm probably more excited to drive the car than I have been since I bought it and crashed it in Iron Drift King. I love the look, I love the feel, I love everything about it. Just how it drives is holding us back. So now we're gonna button it up, I'll take it to Mondello. Hopefully it's massively different. Alright guys, just before we get to testing, I couldn't wait anymore because we have to show you some progress on Conor Falvey's car. It is the most dramatic change. While the setup and the handling of the Supra, we're about to find out if it's worked, Conor's car has worked flawlessly last year. We wanted to make some upgrades, so we got in touch with our friend Matty at Sixth Element, and we had an idea to build an amazing Kevlar body kit to then fit to the Millennium Jade chassis that we've painted over the off-season to match the Supra and the S15. Very difficult job, so many panels, but Matty, who pulls it out of the bag every single time, can do dashboards, carbon, Kevlar, what you need he can do, has pulled it off so well that I had to show you in this video. So have a look at Conor Falvey's car before we fit the livery. Man, how good does this car look? Now this car, under the skin, was always one of the top cars in Drift Masters. This year it's got 100 horsepower more, it's making way over 900. But we wanted the car to look as good as it went, but also be practical, because Conor has a bit of a reputation of, you know, crashing into things, trying to win, no harm done, but the fiberglass wasn't holding up. So we talked to Matty about doing a full carbon Kevlar entire outside of the car. This is a hard thing to do, because this is a one-of-one kit. It's similar to what James Dean had put on his S15, but I think he's absolutely nailed this. I mean, we've got the wide front fenders, we've got the vented bonnet, we've got this offset of carbon on the front, which is the same as the Supra on the bottom of the bumper. We've gone for real headlights. RIP. What I love about this, yes, it's all carbon Kevlar. Yes, it fits in beautifully with the Millennium Jade, but it's the little touches. It's the spoiler. This kind of Vertex style spoiler, which it's all this intricacy here, and the roof spoiler in Kevlar, which looks absolutely unbelievable. And then inside, we've just taken the door card off, as you can see. So inside the dashboard is carbon fiber that he's finished in matte finish, so you don't get a reflection off the dashboard, especially with some of the sunnier events like Italy and Spain, into the driver's eyes. Have a look through here. You can't see the door card here because we're taking it off for the wrap, but over there, like, this car looks unbelievable. Like, it looks like a brand new car. It technically is a brand new car. The whole chassis has been done, now the whole body's been done, different color, new engine. It is essentially a full build. So while it looks like Conor Falvey's car maybe didn't get much done, this has had so much more dramatic changes than the Supra. And Maddie from 6 Element, if you guys are looking for carbon fiber stuff, custom stuff, if it's a show car, drift car, race car, if you're looking for anything, this guy is a genius and he will pull it out of the bag. And he's just pulled out a whole S15. Also, I'm not the only person testing for Drift Masters in this video. Conor went down to 360 Motorsports Park to make sure his car was A1 before we got to the aesthetic side of things. And this is how we got on.
The car is fully done now with D&M Sport and with Lloyd Patterson, so the car is fully driving now. New ISFAB, new BC Racing coilovers, full engine rebuild, full tune as you've seen in the last videos. A bit nervous too because I've been out of the hot seat now for practically all winter, but I've driven the BMW of course and the Solstice and stuff, but nothing really compares to the buzz of a 900 horsepower race car. I'm sure it'll be perfect, but you just have to be cautious for the first couple laps, I'd say, just kind of drive around and get back into the feel of it. But yeah, I'm just really excited, and I'll keep you posted how I get on throughout today, and anything good or bad I'll share, but hopefully it's all good. Done now a very successful day testing. A massive thank you to Niall Gunn for letting us use this amazing facility for the day, and of course I can't thank D&M Sport and Lloyd enough for building the car and mapping the car. It's absolutely unbelievable how out of the box it worked this good. I'm absolutely over the moon. The car is a new animal compared to last year. Like last year I remember testing the car and I felt okay, the car is pretty good now. This year I'll be able to keep up, but now there's no fear of that. The car is an antichrist this year, so I'm absolutely over the moon with it. Ready to go now for Rome. It just needs to be spruced up, put the kit on and the stickers on, and I'll be handing that job over to Dave because Dave specialises in the doing it up, so it's in your hands now, Dave. The car is running perfect, so it just needs to look good now.
Alright, you guys have had a teaser of what the car kind of looks like, but the biggest difference now is the full livery that's going to be put on the car, which I think is going to be the cherry on top of a very pretty cake. We can't show it now because it's not done, but we are going to be bringing it to Job Fest this Sunday. So if you guys want to head to the Drift Games truck, we'll let you know a time on social media. On Sunday, we will reveal this car for the first time live to all of you good people who are at the event, while Josh and I are also competing. It's going to be a busy one. But right now, we've got one car ready for its looks. Let's go back to the car that needs a lot more than looks. So it's the next day. It is testing here in Mondello Park, and usually we make this very fancy, but we want to get a lot of info today. It's a make or break day. If the car works well today, I'm going to feel confident going into Jap Fest this weekend for its second test. If not, we're back to square one. But I feel like the car will be a lot different than it was last year, so I'm kind of excited and nervous because there's a lot of expectation on this test. We have all the crew here. Hello boys, including Jack Kelly, who's going to be my head mechanic this year in Drift Masters. He was head mechanic for Ryusei last year. and he's getting familiar with the car as well because he's actually never worked on it. So today is a lot of learning, and we're also going to let Brendan, who set up the car, drive the car at one point today, just so we have two feedbacks from me and from him. I love the car, I love how it looks, I love how it sounds, and I love the power. But today I'm going to see if I love the handling, and we're going to keep this pretty raw, show you how I react to the car, and hopefully we make some progress.
So I rarely actually see Dave nervous, but I would say coming to Drift Masters is the most nervous I've ever seen him. I think this is the first time in his drift career he's actually taken it seriously, actually. Really seriously. Kind of not to big up today, like, this is a big day. This is kind of make or break for his confidence, I would say. This is the first and the last time before Drift Masters that he's going to be on the sticky tyres. So, excited and nervous all the same.
Okay, let's get it up to temperature and see what she can do. Alright, first lap with the new setup on the car. Let's see if it feels any different than last year. Better. I'm driving it like a dickhead there because I have so much confidence. The balance is totally different. It still snaps the angle quite like severely. That's just the way it is. And once you know that, you can kind of pull it back a little bit. Of course. But like, I'm going to do one more on it. Like, I guarantee you, you can put it where you want it. Like, you can see it. It's so much easier. Like, that's me trying to backwards entry that for the camera. I can just go around it if I want, which I'll do now. But I'm going to do one more lap and then you can take it for a spin. Right, here we go. It's still really fast, but like you can throw it around now. Oh, this has made me feel so much more confident in this car. I needed this, I needed It's unbelievable. Oh, needed that. I needed that. Now we're going to put Brendan in the car, put some of the tires we'll be running in Europe on it, see what he thinks, see if he can fine tune it even more. He might feel something I don't, but like the step up from last year is like night and day, night and day.
So Brendan had one condition on driving the car. I wasn't allowed to film him get in the car. Oh. Go on Brendan, get in the car.
fast car. It's very fast. Yeah, it's good. I've never driven on tyres that grippy before.
Well, also at this very moment in time, neither have I. You actually before me.
Yeah, it's definitely a good baseline.
Yeah.
It's drivable. It's steering is good. I'm a little bit tight in the car, so it's not helping, but be happy with that.
I think it's night and day from where it was. I've never driven on these tyres before, and these are the tyres I'm going to be driving all year on in Drift Masters. So I'm slightly like psyching up to go. I'm going to have to trust them a bit more.
It's great crack.
But I'm sure it like also has better side bite, which is
Huge. Well,
Yeah.
like you seen,
it was lifting a wheel off the ground. Seeing it
I could,
front.
yeah, you can feel it. But like that's completely gone.
Yeah.
And then it's fine.
I'm excited to try the tyre. I mean, everybody's been talking since I started commentating in Drift Masters about this tyre. It's probably 5 years now, and everybody goes on about them. And I've never put one on a car because I never had a car that could spin them. And then in the Supra last year, every competition outlawed that tyre. So now I'm going to test them, and we have the power to spin them. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, so this is my first ever time trying the tires that I'll be using in Drift Masters this year, and apparently they're the stickiest on the planet, so we're about to see if that makes it easier or harder. I have no idea, so we're about to try it and find out. On the lesser semi-slick, it feels like you have like 1,000 horsepower. On these, it's like you've taken 300 or 400 horsepower out of the car because you need that much effort to spin them. But I actually think it's easier because the side bite, as in the slowing down part, is much more predictable. So like harder on the power, easier off the power is kind of what I think. It's not that difficult. I don't want to say it out loud, but it's actually not that difficult. Like, it's so much fun.
Just, I want to make one change to the front and pull back out.
Bring it back in.
Yeah, just,
Is there any tire enough for one more? Okay, so we've added more grip. Let's see how difficult this is. I'm so happy. It's such a good car now. I know I gotta make like entertainment for you guys, but I was really terrified of Drift Masters this year. And now I feel a little bit more confident, so that's massive. There's a lot going on. Number one, the car drives so much better than it did. It's so much more control. You actually have enjoyment driving it. Before it was all like, wah, wah, ah, and reacting. You were more reacting to what it did rather than telling it what to do. Now you're telling it what to do. I'm just over the moon because I was terrified of driving this car this year. I didn't want to, like, already I'm going in with everybody thinking I shouldn't be there, I don't deserve it. And then you're going up against the best in the world, the best of all time, and you're the least experienced and lowest ranked. At least the car has to work with you. And now, if the car can win the event and I can't, I'm okay with that. But if both couldn't, we would be in trouble. So now, I think the car can win an event. Me, that's another story. We've got a great baseline. So now Brendan's made a few tweaks to the front of the car to make it steer a little nicer. I think the car always was pretty okay, but we can always be better, and we've so much adjustment in the Wisefab and the BC Racing coilovers that we've almost more than we've ever had. So now we're just making little tweaks to that, and this is our last set of tyres. We're going to be heading to Japfest this weekend, not on these tyres, but this is just me feeling confident ahead of the weekend. And I didn't think I'd say this today, but I'm actually just going to go and do 2 or 3 laps for fun, which I thought would be terrifying, but I'm actually enjoying it, which is part of it too. You know, you want to be competitive, but you also want to like have fun driving the car. It's so expensive, so much stress, so much travel. You want to enjoy it, and I wasn't enjoying this car totally last year. Now I can't wait to get back in it. Warm. That's how you do it. Thank you to DBM. We didn't put a spanner to the car. Came to testing and all we needed to do was adjust the new parts, and flawless. Temperature's flawless, car ran flawless. So DBM, thank you boys. But then a massive thank you to Brendan, who took what is already exceptional parts in Wisefab and BC and made them work for me. And this is a bit of a raw episode, but that's how we wanted to shoot it. So we now go to Japfest this weekend. Probably risky to put the car on the line at the Irish Drift Series, which is one of the most competitive national series in the world. But I need more seat time, and I need to chase some people, and I need to feel more used to the car. But we have a baseline today, and it is literally a different car. It's like you could tell me I'm in a different chassis, and I would have believed you from in here. So that's unbelievable. If you're not coming to Japfest in Mondello Park this weekend to see me try and do some good stuff in this, and also for Josh to drive as well, what do you do? Look at this weather. Look at this weather. So I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I really didn't think it would go as well as it did today, but my God, am I looking forward to driving this again on Friday. And yeah, to everybody that's been involved in this build from start to finish, she's finally working and I'm finally happy. Wow.